Yeah. See, I almost got to turn in Scott. I was able to get a room, but he worked together with my other predators, including registered sex offender Robert Franklin Mornick, child molester. He also worked with multiple jurisdictions to prevent me from turning him in. See, the problem in the beginning is that they were just telling me it was straight up nobody's job. Didn't even give me the option of a written report. Then by the time I could have the option of a written report, it's because Natalie was fucking dead. And there was a lot of goddamn scrutiny to be handed out. And nobody wanted to take responsibility. Susan fucked up. Be true to your words. I record everything I possibly can. Now this town here is going to have to make some sacrifices. There's going to have to be a few cops on the chopping block, so to speak. Maybe you pick the best out of them, give them a slap on the wrist, but the others need to go to prison. Realistically, this entire town should be shut down. I've had a lot of people out here on the streets say that my biggest mistake was that I spoke up instead of killing my predators. I disagree. I wholeheartedly disagree. Like with most people, the majority of the predatory action towards me in my lifetime came from my family. And just like Natalie Bollinger, no matter how much they hurt me, I still love them. A lot of people pulled that on me. They used love as manipulation. They don't love right, though, because they're using it for manipulating. There's a lot of people that I loved who I thought they were. The image they put on. A lot of internet nut jobs like Layla Johnson. Dan Faber speaks about Layla Johnson. He also says he didn't know Shannon Alvarado was an alcoholic. Well, that's funny, because when I told him that she was an alcoholic, that's when he stopped being nice to me. I was at Shannon Alvarado's at the very end of 2018. Y'all think I'm dangerous, and you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I am extremely dangerous. I'm just not armed. If you beat on kids, I've got a YouTube channel and a big mouth. You take advantage of at-risk adults? I've got a YouTube channel and a big mouth. Former friends and predators alike can all agree something needs to be done with me. I need to be put somewhere. With a lot of the people that were harassing me, the only evidence that I had of them harassing me sometimes was bruises. It's because I didn't have the ability to record at the very beginning. I needed assistance doing all that crap. If somebody would have taken the time to teach me how to take screenshots before Natalie was killed, I could have sent her the stuff that Tim Beeson was sending me. And say, hey, this guy is obviously a big problem, and he's not the only one. I could have sent her at least screenshots of the phone numbers that were calling me and said, hey, these guys called me, say that they're your boyfriend or whatever, and threatened to kill my friend Jerry. You think you could put a fucking stop to this? By the way, I hadn't talked to Jerry Sparks since before my birthday in Virginia. I don't like racism. What can I say? Makes it so I don't exactly fit in Chapel, Nebraska. Makes it so I don't exactly fit in jolly old Tillamookkk, Oregon. Now, when I don't make it, I admit I didn't make it. The other day, I was having problems finding the guy's house. He said it was the blue and white one. I was looking for a blue and white apartment. I'm like, holy shit, this is slumlord to the max. I don't know how much he's paying there, but he's paying too much. That'd be James Roberts, another victim of Robert Farnsworth. A lot of people took advantage of me. And when I called him out on it and said, hey, I'm being harmed over this. You think you could respect my goddamn boundaries this one time? I got in trouble because Tom couldn't respect my boundaries. I got in trouble because Molly couldn't respect my boundaries. There's a lot of people that just couldn't seem to have any respect for my boundaries or my disabilities. Bullying me doesn't mean that my disabilities disappear. Matter of fact, I've got a communication disability. Bullying me like that, it's not going to shut me up. It's just going to guarantee you don't get the right information because I can't communicate. That makes you a dumbass for not fucking listening to me the first 100 fucking times. Am I incorrect? Well, your opinion doesn't matter. This is an autocratic dictatorship. People don't understand the importance of doing something right away when someone is being victimized. When your friend gets a hold of you, says, I'm being harmed, Do you really actually care? Fucking beeping is driving me nuts, making it difficult to think, plus sleep deprivation. Shannon Alvarado exposed Kara Johnson Miles, but she never helped me to turn it in, ever. To this day, she's never helped me to turn it in. What she wants to do is bully and berate me. If I'm going to get anything out of her, I'm going to have to take some abuse in the process. No, you should have been a good person and spoken up the moment that you fucking exposed that lady. And you spoke up to me. Yes, you did. Thank you. I agree. That is the right thing to do. Now help me to turn it in. Showing me is not helping to turn it in. The cops aren't going to look at it. They're going to talk over me and send me to mental health, dumbass. You have to call in with me so I'm not taking advantage of. When this lady here, Susan, saw my stalker pull into this parking lot and honk at my vehicle like I told you he does, with that creepy-ass goddamn ha-ha smile, as Susan put it, like perverts have, the kind she grew up with. The ha-ha, there ain't a goddamn thing you can do about it. Well, there is. I can speak up, and I can smile back. At least she ain't missing. Here it is. This is from 8 days ago. Oh, wait, no, that's the 1 minute and 12-second one where I called her back. Susan encountered my stalker today. 8 days ago. This is the day that he went down to the courthouse. He claimed that this interaction between him and her happened on the 21st. Keeps calling her an old lady. So, oh, I should probably put my name at the end of it. Susan encountered my stalker from Hood River, getting her words recorded here in Tillamookkk. Susan called me. I didn't have the ability to record it, so she called me and told the story, and I didn't record it, so I let her know I'd call her back so she could tell her story.
Hello.
Hey, Susan.
Yeah.
All right, I've got it so that it's able to record now, so you can go ahead and tell the story again.
Okay, yeah, I called you a few minutes ago to tell you that the stalker that you have from Hood River came into the parking lot at the library, and as soon as he saw your car, he sat there and started honking, and then he saw me standing there watching him, so then he turned the corner a little bit and was going over to park, and I told him he was wasting his time because you weren't in your car. And then he pulled up and asked me what Sean had told me about him, and I said everything that I believe is true, and that you are stalking him. And then I came into the library, and when I was leaving, he came in, and he said that, he's talking about you too. And I said, yes, I know he is. I watch his videos. And then I walked out the door, and he went into talk to the librarian. And that was the end of it. And he came back, got in his motorhome or his camper thingy, whatever it is, and drove out. And that was it.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, that shows, like I was saying, he has been stalking my channel. The fact that he knew who you were, and
he has been stalking my channel. He was bragging about it in Hood River even. Now, he's worried that people are believing the things that I'm saying. Well, I said true things, so yeah, it's easily believable. There's lots of evidence on my YouTube channel. There's even more evidence in my audio recording devices. Yeah. So, he said he is worried that people are believing the things that I am saying about him and that they are going to hurt him. People are hurting me. See, for me, it's not just a protection and stalking order. There's a lot of assaults that have taken place. A lot of them. And you get to see how these bullies, they keep it up. How dare you speak up? How dare you tell on them? If police were willing to do their fucking goddamn jobs, I wouldn't have to post anything on the fucking internet. If I had friends that were worth their weight in fucking manure, I wouldn't have to post on the fucking internet. That ain't the world we live in. He types that I was in jail for murder. That's right. Doesn't have to be true. The judge would give it to him anyway. You got to hear Susan talking about how incredibly fast that was. Like, even a woman who was just beaten up, they don't give it to them that fast. Well, of course not. They do lots of things right away when you're trying to turn them in. He typed that situation there. This recording right here, it's called Susan Encountered My Stalker from Hood River. Getting her words recorded here in Tillamookkk. And when was that? It was recorded live. She said it had happened that morning. It was recorded live August 29th. He wrote down that it was 8/21/23. Now, obviously, the dates don't matter when you're trying to hop across the timeline, right? See, he's going to postmark it a few days back. Oh, the cops love doing this too. So although it happened on the 29th, when I was trying to turn in Susan, or when I was trying to turn him in, and Susan was going to help me to turn him in, it's something we'd been working on for quite a while. She called me up. She felt adamant about the fact that this was my stalker who was doing this.
Obviously with me not actually recording you on my channel, it's just...
Yeah, he didn't know me until he saw me watching, and he probably was thinking, oh, I need to smooth this over because I don't know who she is, but
Now, he typed on 8/21/23, really a protection order over using the word old man because I didn't know his name. Logan and Shana called him the old man too, didn't they? We didn't know his fucking name. He typed, he called me a dirty old man and told people that I am a dirty old man who is stalking him, and the old lady, Susan, and the old lady said she believes everything he said to destroy my character. Really? He's the one running around slandering my name, saying I was in jail for murder, claiming that I stalked him. What's Susan doing? She's showing herself to be a world-class piece of shit. Of course, she's old, right? That's what he typed. Old lady. Old lady. Now we got the recording of the things that I actually said. I said far worse than dirty old man. Fucking creeper, get the hell away from me. I said that too. I have to record publicly. And I have to post publicly. Because law enforcement is ineffectual. They're lazy. Law enforcement here has every incentive to help out my predators, same as Dual County did. It's amazing how much abuse has been started by slander from police. He has been doing this every day for the last 2 weeks. Really. He follows me everywhere I go. I document it and fucking move away from him, if at all possible. But here's the thing. I can't just keep wasting my gas to try to get away from predators. Someone has to fucking step in and do something. You don't like that I fucking record? Don't be a fucking predator. You don't want your name and your information up on the internet? Be true to your fucking word. If I had the ability to record offline, I absolutely would prefer to do it that way. But with my safety and integrity, absolutely, we need to pay attention to the fucking evidence. If you abuse me to the point that I can't function anymore, that doesn't make me a bad person, and that doesn't mean that I didn't try. The recordings with this guy going all the way back to Hood River. Over and over and over. A lot of people wanted to claim I slandered their name. But they couldn't come up with anything that I'd said that was slander. Or I'd gotten a date wrong by a couple of days. Well, I'm having to try to remember this from memory. This guy is pulling stuff out of his ass. See, I'd been trying to turn him in for stalking in Hood River too, but who started that? Police officers who thought lying was okay. That's a good-looking Merc truck.
Honking and, it was acting a little weird. Of course, and then he smiled, that smile that Kurt's used. I'm sorry. I grew up with him. I know what they look like, and he had that smile.
Yo. And that's the thing about Logan and Shayna, the recording with them. I think I sent you that. I'm not sure if I did.
I saw that, and so Enable's backed up her story. So, and even if I hadn't seen that today, I would have believed anything that you said about him, because I was watching him at Safeway when he's out there begging for money. And yeah.
So she'd believe anything that I said about him because of the way that he was acting while he was begging for money. And she did go into that further the first time. That's the thing about her calling me frantically the first time. The second time, she's more collected.
Yeah, actually, you can see it.
Yes, ma'am. There was a couple of people over there that had some not so nice things to say, but for the most part, he wasn't doing anything illegal over there, so that's part of the reason nobody did anything. But I did let people know that
He is doing something illegal. He's fucking stalking me. But as far as the cops are concerned, he hasn't done anything wrong by stalking me. I got a question. If a news anchor is a news anchor in Denver, does that make it okay for somebody to stalk him to Denver? If a news anchor moves to Tampa Bay, Florida, does that make it okay to stalk him to Tampa Bay, Florida? How about these places that want to tell me that I can't get any assistance in Multnomah County as a disabled and at-risk adult? They're not interested in doing their jobs. Why? Because I have to be a resident of Multnomah County, so people can actually victimize me in Multnomah County until I'm a resident of Multnomah County. Is that what it is? If somebody takes their child with Down syndrome, somebody from Oklahoma, and their child is a resident of Oklahoma, and they go through, let's say, Seattle, Washington, or Bainbridge, Washington, or Olympia, Washington, or Portland, Oregon, and they decide they're just going to waylay the fuck out of their kid, just beat the living hell out of their own child. Apparently, according to these people, there's no crime committed because that child's not a resident. So no crime was committed. See, I'm a disabled adult in an at-risk situation. Northwest Senior and Disability Services doesn't help. They blew me off outright after talking over me. They didn't try to understand what the situation was the first time I went to them. They broke laws, and subsequently, the last time I went to them, it was unsafe to be sent to them or to the police. Over and over and over again, they lied to me about it not being their job. They said they can't investigate. Well, I can't investigate it either, apparently. Apparently, it's against the rules for me to do what it is that the police are telling me to do. Apparently, it's also against the rules for me to do what the lawyers tell me to do. Well, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit if it's against the law. The predators who threatened my little sister are still out there. Threatened my little sister and my niece. Threatened their lives. I let my sister know if she was bullshitting me, I would pursue her in court. How many people thought I was lying? How many thought I was bluffing? How many people thought it was okay to take advantage of me? How many predators wanted to go, I have PTSD, but then go, you're mentally ill. I have PTSD too. Nicole Peralta's the lady who we went through all of that crap to get me diagnosed as autistic. Yeah, imagine that. The other one was Marcia Estrada. Marcia Estrada, LIMHP. Right here. It's called Marcia Estrada, comma, LIMHP, comma. Talking about Cindy Taylor, CYNDI TAYLOR, comma. Jen, JENBEEBE, comma. Tamara, TAMERA, comma. DeCosta, DECOSTE. Be true to your word. Don't downplay the victim's experience.
Good morning.
Listen. Don't offer advice.
Because they're working on that road there. I had the same detour, so you're good. Okay. Like what? A lot of people got a bad habit that didn't go through it, that it didn't happen. I went through the same roundabout that they took you on, so it's alright. Okay.
Yeah, when Tamara worked for Region 1, she used to actually come down and see me once a week. She'd go all the way to Chapel, pick me up, and bring me here. Yeah. Yeah, but they don't do that anymore. No. So, 3 phones?
That's right. I brought multiple phones. I brought evidence to all of it to try to show her. The thing you don't get to hear on the audio recording devices is me scrolling through the phone and pointing it at her.
4. Yes, ma'am.
I've added 3 more.
You don't have service on all of them, do you? I don't. They're all full of evidence still. Evidence still. So you make sure you take them with you. Everywhere. Well, I charged them up so I could show stuff on them. I don't know anybody in Border, Wyoming.
50 minutes.
I got a lot of...
50 minutes, then the session's over. The mandated reporter is going to take more time than that, so they're not going to try. If it's going to take longer than an hour, they're just going to shuffle you out of the room. It takes me longer than an hour to set up and take down my computer to even look at the fucking evidence. Now, I can write it down when it's fresh, and I have access to these two, especially with the most recent crimes. But I have to know that I'm safe to do so.
So, yeah, you have a lot of crap that's gone on with you and everything. Do you believe that there is any way you're going to be able to do anything with it? Yes and no. Because of the term mentally ill.
You notice I do answer her questions. Throughout this, I will be answering her questions. But also in this, she talks about many of my predators. Predators that she knows. The one that she doesn't, Scott DaCosta. Well, what she does know is that multiples of her clients are coming to her and saying that Scott DaCosta is doing to them the same thing that he's doing to me. What are the chances that Joe Newman's daughter, Jen? Is it Jen? No, it's not. God, see too many names. I told on predators. The reputation's what mattered. People don't like having their words posted on Facebook. Well, I post them in their entirety, and that's what most people are pissed off about. Although my predators will just pull out the little bits and pieces that they like. The stuff they can twist into something that it isn't. I don't have nice things to say about my predators, and I shouldn't have to say nice things about them. That video right there, I highly recommend listening to it. She says what my actual diagnoses are and why I have them. She's the only person since Natalie's death to see me long enough to make that decision. And the only way that my predators could frame me as schizophrenic is by pretending that the traumatic experiences that I have been through are all figments of my imagination. Imagine that. Now I have the ability to record, but nobody listens. It doesn't matter, does it? It's not popular anymore. It's just popular enough for people to threaten to kill me and my friends and family, right? for them to harass me incessantly, right? I should have never had to go public. I should not have been victimized to the point that I can't function. I'm going to record it either way for my safety. Whether or not it went public, that was up to the person. Laura Nelson had every opportunity to speak up about the abuse. She was even there with me in the room with Sean Holloway. She also tried to warn me about Sean Holloway. She told him in front of me that she was afraid for her son. What did he do about it? Did he try to find out why she was afraid for her son? That's what he should have done immediately. Now, I recorded that offline. I didn't record that online. I didn't record that live. When Laura Nelson sat there, didn't say a word. She would only signal with her head. Well, that's why it ended up getting posted live. How she just sat there. So yeah, I have to be afraid. I have to be afraid of Chris Kerr and his friends like, well, Carl Snell, Clint Snell. What about Leslie Snell? Scott DeCosta's receptionist. He hired her after her husband was implicated by her brother-in-law. Yeah, don't fucking threaten my life. Don't threaten my family's life. If you're going to do it, then do it. Don't talk about it. At the very beginning, I didn't have the ability to record everything, but when I got it, I did. That's what I had asked for since before Natalie's death. Please, go in with me. Help me to record it. Darren O'Connor had fleeced the homeless community by lying to us for years, claiming he was going to get recording equipment for us so that we could record the cops breaking the law. The thing is, I can't take care of myself, and if I have a mental breakdown, they're going to arrest me for it. Arrest me for having a mental breakdown over abuse. Neglecting my disabilities is abuse. Taking advantage of my disabilities is abuse. Talking over the victim is abuse. You're not the victim, Susan. I am. You're not the victim, Sadler. I am. You're not the victim, Lotham. I am. You are not the victim, Neubauer. I am. You do not get to dictate what I am and am not allowed to say. Nicole Vertner. I will speak your names because I must. You treat us like we're less than animals. Sure, you talk nice, but you ignore our disabilities and you let our predators take advantage of us until we have nothing left to take care of ourselves because we've spent it all going to places that are supposed to help us defend ourselves from people like this. But something so simple as a fucking room. Please stop talking over me and making it complicated. It's already more complicated than it needs to be. Shannon Alvarado should have helped me turn in Kara Johnson Miles right away. Now the thing is, I needed to know that was what was going on. I had to verify the information instead of just believing what Shannon said. I had to verify it first because I was supposedly working with Danica Garner and Rochelle Shelley Campbell. They ditched me over that. They ditched me over Kara Johnson Miles. Whether or not these ladies intended on doing the right thing or not, they lied to me repeatedly. To this day, Shannon Alvarado doesn't care about turning in Kara Johnson Miles. She will literally never make a phone call with me to turn in Kara Johnson Miles. What she'll do is stalk my fucking Facebook like a fucking creeper. She's been busted doing that over and over again. You never intended on helping me. It was about entertainment while you were drunk, Shannon Alvarado. I speak out about predatory people here, both men and women. On the bright side, I haven't heard the N-word yelled at me in over 24. Well, that's not true. But still, I didn't catch it on camera, so it didn't happen, right? What about the stuff that I did capture on camera? You pretend that didn't happen either. It's not against the law. I get that those youngins don't like being recorded. At the beginning, I recorded with the intention of turning it into the police with these people. If I was able to record, and I recorded it privately. Now, when these people took advantage of me later on, I had the evidence to prove that they took advantage of me, and in many of these cases, I still do. It's a matter of quantity now. My predators made mountains out of molehills, and they built those molehills right on top of me. When you are called mentally ill, anyone may harm you with impunity as long as you don't have a friend or family member who cares, especially if you're a male, especially if you're homeless. Being forced to turn in police officers to themselves has only resulted in them retaliating against me and acting like children. And then arresting me for having a mental breakdown for being bullied by police officers. And that is what it is when they talk over the victim. Same thing with Nicole Vertner yesterday. Going out of her way to try to make it more complicated than it is. Going out of her way to confuse the situation and to talk in circles, repeating the same things at me as if I'm a retard. It doesn't matter if it's a state patrolman that rapes a child or somebody at TFCC who rapes a child, it's still rape. And when it comes to an at-risk and disabled adult, it says disabled adult, not mentally disabled or physically disabled, not bounces back and forth between both. Thing is, these weren't individual crimes committed. These were coordinated attacks against me. Against who I am, against my reputation. You get to hear and see how many people there were that spoke up and said Sean would never kill anybody. But then you threatened and harassed and intimidated them. You slandered me over and over and never let me face my accusers. What's the point in collecting all of the evidence again if nobody's going to help me turn it in? If you're going to help me, I need you to help me turn in the abuse. Abuse. Not send me to 10,000 other places. I need you to act as a friend or family member. That means not being a fucking coward. And it means being true to your word, not taking advantage of disabled people the way that Susan did. The way the police do. Be true to your words. Don't take advantage of me the way that Shannon Alvarado did. The way that my father did. Be true to your words. You get to see it's the parts where these people promised and didn't keep their word that resulted in my predators getting away. They promised to help how I needed. And then when it came to helping how I needed, they all wanted to change it, didn't they? Once they had a position of control, everybody loves to play with that position of control. I need your help getting heard, dumbass. I'll get talked over. I need somebody to act as a friend or family member. If this was your daughter, how would you act? How would you act?